guys, Bella here. Welcome to my channel. Long time no talk. I haven't had a comm or anything up in a long time. I've been real busy since back in October, and I basically stopped playing. So I'm going to start doing stuff on my channel again, and this is the show that I'm going to introduce to you guys today. It's going to be a new series on my channel, and it's called The Truth Hurts, and it's basically a show about things we say, or things that we think but we never say. Like real shit. My lovely boyfriend's going to be doing it with me today because it's just too funny that I couldn't do it by myself. So here's Grizz.
Yo, what's up, guys? We gotta have a male perspective too. A lot of this is not just like feminine bathroom talk. Like this is not.
Yes, today's show is going to be about bathroom truths. Nasty little truths. And we got to talking earlier and trying to come up with ideas. I tweeted out for you guys to send in stuff, but nobody really knows what's going on with this yet, so it hasn't caught on. So I didn't get too many replies back. So we decided to start the show off today together to get aspects of both of our opinions, male versus female restrooms. And we'll do other shows with other cool shit. So we're just going to get right into this here. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. There may be 2 games here because I think this might go over 5 or 6 minutes. So anyways, we're going to talk about public restrooms, and I don't know what you guys do when you first go into a bathroom, but the first thing I think about when I go into the bathroom, depending on what I have to do, being number 1 or number 2, 2 being the deuces, 1 being the urinals. I just, when you first...
bathrooms have urinals?
Well, no, but the men's do, and the things that you were telling me
said
earlier,
when you went into a bathroom,
God.
I think about urinals.
Well, I think about peeing or taking a shit.
Okay.
Okay, so we're telling the truth. Okay. I don't know if we'll get through this shit because he's going to make me laugh the whole time, but maybe you guys could crack a smile or a laugh or something. But no, when I go into a bathroom, the first thing I think about is, depending on what I have to do, I really like it if the fans are loud in the bathroom, because if you're going in there to take a shit, you don't want nobody hearing you, because it's embarrassing enough that you're in the bathroom to do that anyways in a public place.
Right.
You know?
And we were talking about this earlier, like when you're at home and you're by yourself and you're comfortable, you want silence. You don't want to be thinking about stuff. You don't want people knocking on your door. You know, you want to be left alone. It's your moment, it's your time.
Silent time.
You know, I spend more time on Twitter when I'm taking a shit than any other time of the day. But that's like, you know, it doesn't require much thought and it helps you relax.
You've even done a YouTube video showing yourself on the commode.
Right, and I really was taking a shit in the video, but that's beside the point. But when people are in your house and, you know, maybe you're at a relative's house, but regardless, anytime there's other people around you in the house, you want as much noise as possible.
Right, like so you're really grateful for the loud fan.
Right, fans, you turn on
or
Pandora
water,
and crank it
maybe
up.
you might turn to the shower. That's a good pretend scenario.
Oh yeah, every time.
I'm not really in here showering,
if
but
you gotta take a shit before you get in the shower, you always turn the shower on, and you don't pull the plug.
Right.
You let the rain. You
let the rain come out.
You don't let the rain come in. But you don't let it come out the top. Like you let it come out the bottom, so it makes more noise.
Right, because it's way louder.
So you
got
got a fan.
This is a really long bathtub I'm running here. Yes.
Yeah, you got all kinds of camo sounds, man. I mean, you got the fan, you got Pandora radio cranked, and you got the tub.
This is some mysterious shitting going on.
I know. I'm telling you.
And you know, speaking of home versus the public restrooms, let's talk about cleanliness for a minute.
Yeah.
When you're at home, maybe you clean your bathroom once a week. But however, you got this shit in your head that when you're in a public restroom, it's like the most disgusting thing. You don't want to do it. Girls, I know we don't even want to touch the fucking handle on the toilet. We use our foot to turn that shit to flush it. You know, we don't even want to touch it.
I don't flush. I'm gonna be honest. I don't flush. I never. If I'm taking a shit and it's a nice restaurant, then I'll use my foot. But if I'm somewhere and I just can't hold it, let's say you're at Walmart or something, I'm not going to flush because I don't even want my shoe touching the fucking handle.
Okay, it's official, guys. This is the guy that whenever you walked into the toilet and there was something in there nasty that wasn't flushed, it was Grizz. He did that.
Yeah, I will take credit for that. Completely.
What was that shit you were telling me earlier about the 10-inch like wonder?
Oh, I told her that there's like an unwritten rule with guys, and it's not so much now because I've kind of grown up and stuff. But when I was like when I was like 16, 18, like there's certain things you do, okay? If I was to take a shit and it was like a 10-inch long turd and it curled all the way around the bowl, I'm not gonna flush it. I'm not gonna flush it. That is like
You're like, look, everybody needs to see what I've done.
It's your own personal work of art, you know. If you could put a little blue ribbon around it, you would, you know, because that is like.
Isn't that what the guys at work were doing? Place. Weren't they doing that?
Right. Well, I'm getting to that, but like.
Not really a ribbon, but like similar.
Right. But no, anytime, you know, you take a shit and it's like just crazy. Like there's something about it that's just completely abnormal, you will leave it. A guy will leave it. Okay? If you come into the bathroom and there's already a big turd in there, you won't even use that stall. You'll look at it and go, "Holy shit!" You know, and you'll laugh and you'll go to the next stall. But seeing that turd gave you a laugh and lifted you up for the day. Even though how disgusting that is, it makes you laugh. And then you'll go over to the other stall and there might be like a little poop ball in there, and that's just target practice for guys. Because you just pee on it and like watch it spin around and see if you can break it up. And
that's fucking disgusting.
It is disgusting.
I am not trying to pee when somebody's got like giblets left in the toilet.
Oh, you just gotta be careful with no splashback. It's a lot of fun.
Oh my god, that is the most violating thing. If you're using the bathroom in a public restroom and you take a shit and like the last little part comes out and then the water just plops up on your ass, you know that it's like a biohazard moment, and you need to get like antibacterial shit and rub it up your ass or something. It's just so scary.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and it's never like the first turd. It's like the last turd, and because you can't get no more poo to push out like the poo water. So it just remains in your anal cavity.
That's another thing. Like for girls, I don't know, I do this. Like when I pee in the toilet, and then if I have to take a shit, I have to flush the toilet before I take a shit because I don't want my pee water splashing up on me. That is disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, that freaks me out.
Huh.
It's not. I'm not going there.
I'm just mad that there's water in my ass cavity. That's the only thing I'm mad about.
Okay, what about handles?
Well, like handles.
The cleanliness of a handle.
Yeah, people don't really think about that because we were talking about it earlier. Like when you go into a bathroom, like you don't think about the handle that you're touching on the stall. This is if you're taking a shit. Obviously, for a guy, you don't touch a handle when you're using a urinal.
Everybody's just paranoid about the knob at the when you're leaving.
Right, they're only worried about when you're leaving.
They're like, I've got to get a napkin and put that shit around me. I'm not touching
and I do that.
Shit.
You know, like I said, I'll wash my hands, I'll dry them off with paper towel, and then I'll use that to open the door, hold it with my foot, and then I'll just throw the paper towel on the way out the door. And if there's not a wastebasket in where I can, try and play basketball with it, I will throw it on the floor. I have no shame in throwing my shit on the floor because I'm not touching your dirty fucking handle. But nobody ever stops and thinks about, sliding the lock, pulling the door shut.
Yeah, the little door to the fucking stall. How many vaginas and penises are we really touching a day?
I don't know.
I mean, that's really creepy. And if you don't flush the toilet, and if you don't touch anything, props to you. But if you do flush and you do open doorknobs or any handles or any stalls or anything like that, oh my god. And if you don't wash your hands when you walk out that bathroom, you have penises and vaginas on your fingers. Just saying. And the little tampon box, I know y'all don't have those,
Yeah.
But you guys have condom dispensers.
Well, some. They're kind of getting away from that. Like, you only find those in, like, really cheesy, like, gas stations and bars. Like, you're not going to find, like, a condom machine in Walmart, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Sam was really thinking when it...
Right.
He's like, whatever. But what really gets to me is when you're using the bathroom, you go in, and if you're in there alone, you usually pick the first or the last handicap stall.
Oh, yeah, we like our leg room, space, breathing area.
Yep, gotta let your balls breathe.
I'm claustrophobic.
But that's what you usually do, is you take the far end or the close stalls. And I don't know why, but...
Everybody, that's their preference, so there's lots of nasty shit in there.
Those are probably the dirtiest stalls, because that is normally people's preference. But it pisses me off when people come in and they automatically sit down right next to you. There could be
doesn't matter where you are.
6 fucking stalls open, and they will sit right next to you.
Could you pass me some toilet paper?
I know.
Like, what the fuck is that?
I don't get that. And it never fails that I try to be quiet when I'm taking a shit. Whether I'm in there by myself... or somebody sitting next to me, I try to be quiet, especially in a public, restroom. But
it's already embarrassing enough to be in there without making a nuisance of ourselves.
Yeah, and it's like the when you meet somebody, you might like say hi or shake their hand. Like when somebody sits next to you in the stall, you immediately have the eye to shoe contact. Like they're looking at your shoes, and you're not seeing if your shoes are clean. You just want to know who's next to you shitting. So if you see their shoes later,
okay, with the shoe show. I seriously, if there's people on both right and left side of me, I will pull my feet together. You know, the little shadow that it casts so you know where they can see their line of sight. Mm-hmm. I'll put my feet together so that they can't identify my shoes when I walk in the bathroom because I don't want them to know that I was the one that was in there.
I don't know. It's just... Oh that's a little bit far. I wouldn't pull my feet in.
I don't know. I'm paranoid.
I leave my feet out there like, you know me and I know you, and there's no secrets here.
Okay, this coming from the guy and the men who, like, leave their shit in there to show their prized possession. Oh, and like, peeing on people's little giblets. I mean, girls are a little different. We're more modest. I'm like, you don't know that I was in the bathroom because that's just disgusting.
All right, yeah, so there was a story that I was going to touch on earlier, and I kind of, like, went off on it. And it was a friend of mine. He worked at, like, this factory, and... somebody in the bathroom, in the men's bathroom, took a shit, and it was like this turd that went all the way down into the toilet and went all the way up and out. I've had some big shits, and I've never actually had them come out the bowl.
Oh my God.
And it sat there, he said, for like 4 days, and this was a wire factory, like they make wire, and people were sticking tentacles in it, like make it look like a snail. And he said by day 4, that thing looked crazy, looked like a work of art. Yeah, like it was some B-movie monster coming out of the toilet, you know?
They're drawing faces on this
like
monster.
Like Bad Milo, or I don't even know, but it was pretty funny, though. He said it was absolutely horrible, but nobody would flush it because, you know, it's a guy's bathroom, and you see a big turd, it's like a work of art.
Well, see, you guys are all about showing your shit. For girls, I think we're more modest, especially like if you're at a restaurant and you're with a group of friends or something, and you have to go to the bathroom and you're in there for too long. That shit is fucking embarrassing because you know that even if you weren't doing anything, or whether you were or weren't, you automatically feel like in your mind that everybody knows what you were doing in there because you were in there for so fucking long, so you're in there just trying to pass time. It's making it worse. It's just very stressful.
Right. Well, I mean, you guys.
And when you come out, it's an awkward moment. You're like, please don't make a comment. You know.
Yeah.
Just don't say a word.
Well, we don't care so much about like what other guys think as much as like a group of people. You know,
yeah,
because if you're like in school or something, you don't want anybody thinking that you just took a shit because
right?
everybody's like, oh, you better wash your hands. You know, blah blah. But if you're like at a construction site or something like that, or someplace where it's a bunch of dudes, you know, and you come out and they go back in there and be like, God damn, son, what the fuck do you eat? You know what I mean? Like, they're laughing about it and cutting up, you dirty fucker, you know? But ultimately, yeah, you still care what people think about you. I mean, and we were talking earlier about like guys using urinals and stuff like that. You right?
Yeah.
You're like, what do guys do? Do they look straight ahead? Or
yeah. Do they like stand behind you? Can you pee with a guy behind you?
No, like I know a lot of guys. I'm gonna do this to him. Haxta said that he has a problem taking a piss. If he ever has a problem taking a piss, like because people are around him, he has this. It helps him when he starts singing "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls" by TLC. So I mean,
go on,
like,
Hax.
But like everybody has like different things they do. You know what I mean? Like I sometimes if there's a guy standing right next to me, I kind of have to focus on like just taking a piss.
Yeah.
You know, not because
I mean it's already a stressful situation.
Well, it's not stressful.
It is stressful when you know that people are thinking that you're doing something and you're not. So then you're trying to hurry, and then there's somebody sitting next to you. And so you know, like by the time you've thought all that shit and processed it, you can't even use the bathroom at this point. So you just sat there and wasted.
I don't know. It's just one of those moments where it's a guy thing. You're not supposed to be fucking playing swords and shit. You know what I mean? You're in there to just take a piss. Yeah. I don't know. It's
the force is strong with this one, Yoda. Well, anyways, guys, this is The Truth Hurts, and saying things that we think that we never really say out loud. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be doing another one next week, so you guys can tweet me anything and any show ideas, and I'll try to get them up. So subscribe to our channels, drop us a tweet, follow us on Twitter.
Leave a like, flush that turd.
Yes, flush it. Flush it good. Wash your hands, people. It's a dangerous world out there. All right, you guys, we're out.
Deuces.